What is up, everyone? Happy Fantasy Friday. Today, no fantasy books, just me answering questions from my video where I was putting pomade in my hair and just doing impressions and just being incredibly silly. And I'm doing this because I hit 300 subscribers. Yes, 300. And I'm like a third of the way to 400 subs now, so yes, keep going. First question from James. Where does your last name come from? It sounds French to me. And yes, it is French. My dad was French-Canadian. He is French-Canadian. I think someone on my dad's side of the family said there was like a LaPerche province in France at some point, but I'm not sure if that's true or not. A LaPerche province, as the French would say. But yeah, I just say LaPerche because it's how like everyone here in America says it, so yeah. And it's how my parents say it, so yeah. All right, next question from K Fox. If you had to pick a fantasy character to be your roommate, who would it be? Oh man, tough question. I'm going to say Adolin, which is a little weird because, you know, that might be like bad because he'd be like bringing home like a new girl every week, which is fine. But, you know, there might be like sock on the door situations, but maybe not. He was written by Sanderson, so maybe he's just like doesn't care. But like he's just very easy to talk to, I think. And like if I wanted to go out, I've got him, and I could go out with Adolin and grab a few drinks, and he's like the person who I don't have to feel pressured to be like social with because he'll go out and he'll know everyone at the bar and he can introduce me to people. And then if I want to stay in, that's fine. Like he has other friends and other things to do. Here's one from Joanna. Oh, by the way, I'm going to link channels for everyone who has a YouTube channel or an Instagram. I'll link for people in the comments below. So yes, Joanna. What is the best advice you have ever been given? I don't know. This is kind of tough, actually. I think I'm like somewhat of a pessimist sometimes. So a lot of times I'll think of like a ton of reasons not to do something. So for example, like starting this YouTube channel, I could have been like, well, like no one will watch. And like, is there really like a lot of people who would watch me talk aimlessly at a camera? That's how I would normally think. But then, I don't know, someone gave me advice, and I can't even remember who, but I just kind of like switched my mode of thinking into like just try new stuff and see what happens. And it doesn't have to like work out or anything. Just try to have like fun with whatever you're doing. And yeah, you know what? It was Nike. Nike told me to just do it. But yeah, I remember when I made, you know, this channel. It was just like one day I was like frustrated, and then I talked at a camera for like 17 minutes, and my first video is just horrible. It's unbelievably bad. My webcam for my first video would be considered bad in 2005. That's how bad that webcam is. And like, I mean, it's not like this camera's good or anything, but yeah, anyway. Oh, also Joanna asked, what is your biggest conspiracy theory? I'm going to do a whole separate video on this question because it's just, I don't know. I have too much to say. My friend Cody Minahan, who has a Twitch channel where he just does video games. Who do you think has the best fantasy hairstyle? Ooh, boy. It's weird because you like don't see people's hair in books. So sometimes you like fill in the blanks, but I'm never like, this person's hair is amazing. Maybe Shallan, my girl Shallan. Look at the red wavy hair. Just love the red wavy hair. Also, like the main characters from Lord of the Rings, Gimli, Legolas, Aragorn, phenomenal. So yeah, that's 4 answers. Next question from Senor Channing Tatum. He is my Discord's troll. Other than myself, of course, I too am a huge troll, but Senor Channing Tatum, my goodness, he trolls me daily, and it's pretty funny. So first question, would you rather be a powerful superhero called Mayonnaise Man or a superhero with an awesome name but have mayo as your weakness, which would basically make you the weakest of them all? This is interesting, right? Because like if mayonnaise is my weakness, like I mean, that sucks because everyone has mayonnaise, but if no one knows it's my weakness, shh, don't tell everyone. mayonnaise is my weakness, then I'm fine. But I mean, it's probably better to just not have a weakness and then have like a super lame name. Oh my God. Am I going to be called Mayonnaise Man? I think Senor Channing Tatum just wants me to say that I want to be called Mayonnaise Man, and now I can be clipped and taken out of context, and I'm forever Mayonnaise Man now. But yes, I will be Mayonnaise Man in this hypothetical situation. More questions from Senor Tatum. Which book-to-movie adaptation do you think is better than the book itself? It's funny because I haven't read Lord of the Rings, but I mean, like, the books are obviously probably phenomenal. People say they're phenomenal. So, and then like the movies obviously are amazing. Also, I will say I haven't read The Princess Bride, but I cannot possibly see the book being better than the movie adaptation because there's so many memes, right, in that movie. You've got Andre the Giant. You've got, well, he's not dead. And my name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die. Oh, you know what? Alias Grace by Margaret Atwood. That Netflix adaptation is phenomenal. So maybe that, I don't know. Guys, the books are always better though. Come on. Oh, and the third question is, will you delete your channel and all social media when you hit 1,000 subscribers to avoid reading Twilight? This is another good question. Oh man, I got roped into reading Twilight. My Discord bullied me to say I would read Twilight when I hit 1,000 subscribers, and I will, but oh my gosh. Guys, everyone unsubscribe from my channel right now. This is very important. Just do it. I want like under 300 subscribers after I post this video. Very important. Question from Andy Smith. What are some of your favorite video games? Ooh boy. So I'll always be able to get like really addicted to real-time strategy games like StarCraft and stuff. And StarCraft 2 is probably the game I played like very, very competitively when it came out. But I've not played StarCraft 2 since like Wings of Liberty. I mean, I've played after that, but I haven't like really played. And then things like Age of Empires, Age of Mythology. Also, I've been playing a lot of Smite recently, which is a MOBA. I've played League of Legends a lot in the past. Now I play TFT, which is like a thing on League of Legends where it's like an auto chess type of game. And that's a bunch of fun. I can play that while listening to audiobooks, but it makes me play the game a lot worse, but you know, whatever. I sometimes play Civ 6 too, which, you know, is a good way to kill an entire day. It's, yeah, a bunch of fun. I love video games sometimes. Jeremy Fee, congrats on surpassing 300 subscribers. Themed question, are you a fan of the film 300? I watched this like, I don't know, like 10 years ago, and yeah, it was cool. There was so much fighting. It was just non-stop fighting. And then the dude getting pushed into the well at the beginning. Oh, great. If you just want like, you know, Greek people fighting with spears and stuff for just 2 hours, it's amazing. Unparalleled. So yeah, super fun. Next, we've got Ola, the Reading Witch, and question, if I filmed how to braid my hair, is there a chance for Jesus to also try Viking-inspired hairstyles? And that's because I named my last Q&A video, Jesus Does Pretty Boy Hair Routine, because I've got like the Jesus hairstyle now. Yes, that joke is so funny when I explain it in full. But yeah, braiding my hair. I've never like braided my hair before. Oh wait, oh my God. Okay, if I hit... Oh, why am I doing this? Announcement. If I hit 1,500 subscribers, there will be a picture of me released with braided hair, because there is a picture out there and oh my gosh, it's amazing. So if you've unsubscribed to my channel, resubscribe to my channel if you want to see that. But yes, her real question is, if you could have a book cover redesigned for you, following your directions, what would it be and what would you like? And what would it look like, rather? I don't know. Maybe like these. These are all like, you know, guys standing in distance looking at like cliffs or water or something. And like the first ones in this series as well. Not super exciting. I feel like I could change those. I don't even know what I'd change them to though. In one of the books in the Lightbringer series, there's like this crazy like monstrosity thing. That's as much as I can explain it without spoiling anything. Yeah, I would put like one of those things on the cover because those things seem like so crazy and I can't even like fully envision what they look like. So having one on the cover would be pretty cool, I think. Also, a joking answer, I would change the new Jim Crow cover to have just me in a birdcage. I think that's like the real correct answer that we can all agree on. All right, next we've got Stephanie from Miss Richards Reads. 3-part question. 1, if you could be any magical creature, what would it be and why? Dragons are cool. I would want to be like a nice dragon, probably. Yeah, nothing's cooler than being a dragon. Or a Bulbasaur. Either a dragon or a Bulbasaur. Bulbasaur is such a nice little guy. Oh my gosh, we love Bulbasaur. Question 2. Who is your favorite Sanderson character? Oh boy. I was thinking about doing a full video on like all my favorite Sanderson characters. I feel like that would be fun. And I have been thinking about this quite a bit. Oh man, it's tough. There are so many good characters. I like Shallan a lot. Shallan is the best. Kaladin's so good too. Oh man, Kaladin's such a basic answer though. I don't even know. I'll have to think about it more. I'll do like an entire video for this one as well at some point. And then question 3, if you had an opportunity to ask Malcolm X a question, what would you ask? Oh boy, who killed you? No. So later in life, Malcolm took trips throughout like Africa and the Middle East and stuff. And he talked about international solidarity. He was starting to like really evolve because he like knew about like the crimes of the US and Britain and, you know, imperialist nations and, as he would say, the white man. But before the end of his life, he wasn't really like connecting that to, hey, here's what we should do internationally to support each other and to support other oppressed nations. And, you know, I mean, if you look at like some of the nonfiction stuff I'm picking up now, it's like, you know, how do we have solidarity in Brazil? What do we do to support the feministas in Chile? These are like the type of questions I'm asking myself. So I mean, Malcolm X was just so brilliant that I feel like his answers would hopefully enlighten me in some way. Charmaine, I forgot that you had questions here. Okay. What is your most anticipated read for this year? Oh boy. All right, 2 answers. 1, Malice. I've heard so many good things. I'm just very excited for it. And 2, The Shock Doctrine by Naomi Klein. This is kind of like a cheating answer because I already started this book, but I did not get very far through. And yeah, but it's very good. My brain is just, the way Naomi Klein writes is just very strong, and she like connects things that no one else connects, or very few people connect, and, you know, problems in society that like I would never make the connection that was made in this book. And she was talking about these mad scientists and how they would try to make people's minds a blank slate, which is like a Plato idea or something from Greece. But I mean, you can't do that. You know, no matter how many times you like electroshock therapy someone or put them in like a dark room or whatever, like you can't get people to be a blank slate. But like she's starting to connect that with systems in society and how disaster capitalism is kind of like, is like the macro version of trying to get people to be a blank slate, while disaster capitalism is like, for example, instead of electroshock therapy, it's Hurricane Katrina gets all the schools in New Orleans destroyed. So education is kind of like a blank slate there. So it allows, you know, vulture capitalist organizations to come in and privatize education, make it for profit instead of, you know, a public good that people are benefiting from. And I'm pretty sure like all the schools in New Orleans are privatized now, or like, you know, all but like 3 or something. So yeah, I mean, that's just like an unbelievable like connection or way to phrase like what's going on in the world. And it also allows Naomi Klein to talk about like Central and South America and torture programs that the CIA implemented in these countries to try to get like, you know, rebel leaders to be like a blank slate so they could like pull stuff from their memory to like reveal their rebel secrets. And guys, torture doesn't work. Full stop. It never has worked. You just get like false information. But, you know, the US governments of like the 70s and stuff, like Henry Kissinger and stuff, obviously didn't care about like people's rights in Central and South America. And yeah, what was the question? Oh yeah, very anticipated to read this book, full stop. All right, and Charmaine's second question, are there any authors or genres that you are hoping to dive into this year that you haven't yet? Oh yes, okay. So magical realism, which is funny because Charmaine and I had like a disagreement on whether or not Senlin Ascends was magical realism or not. But yeah, I want to read like more like actual definitive, definitely magical realism stuff. So 100 Years of Solitude by Gabriel Garcia Marquez, and Love in the Time of Cholera as well. And then another genre is Octavia Butler and Afrofuturism. I haven't read any Octavia Butler, but just like listening to her interviews and like some of the things she said in interviews and things that were like in her books is just like, she was a prophet.
Published in 1993, Parable of the Sower is set in the 2020s in California. That's right, the 2020s now in California, amidst a global climate and economic crisis. Octavia Butler described them as cautionary tales.
They were what I call cautionary tales. If we keep misbehaving ourselves, ignoring what we've been ignoring, doing what we've been doing to the environment, for instance, here's what we're liable to wind up with.
In her books, Octavia Butler also wrote about slavery, about fascism, about religious fundamentalism, and so much more.
So yeah, I want to see how that sort of intuition from her translates into her writing. Because, like, again, I haven't really read her, but, yeah, hopefully her writing is good as well. And I just hear so many good things. And she's like, you know, the grandmother, the midwife, if you will, of Afrofuturism. So, yeah, after reading her, if I like her, we'll look into the genre a bit more. And, yeah, it should be fun. I have no idea when I'm reading Octavia Butler, though. I just have, like, no time. Rima reads, all right, what fantasy world would you live in? This is tough. I probably want to, like, be somewhere peaceful, I think. Even though it would be, like, super cool to, like, be in Middle Earth or whatever. Like, I don't think that would actually be the best answer. I'm trying to think, like, what world has, like, a good society that would have the internet and have French fries and just have all the things that I need in my day-to-day life? I feel like I'm trying to weasel out of this question too much. So I'm just going to say Mistborn. I want to be in the time of Mistborn Era 1 where I can join a revolution and hopefully I can use allomancy because that's super cool. Yeah, that's my answer. Final answer. All right, next, David DeCaro. What's up, David? Question. If someone was having a bad hair day, what book would you recommend to put them in a better mood? Ooh, oh boy. Yeah, I don't know. A lot of my reading is actually like, yeah, there's like this torture program where they like like that was like what I was talking about earlier. I'm not like, hey, like this book makes me feel good. Or it's not like, I mean, I like reading obviously, but it's not like, oh, this like makes me feel bubbly or whatever, or like warm on the inside or yeah. And I mean, David knows too. Like we talked about Prince of Thorns a bit a while back, and you know, that's like the most grim, dark thing ever. Okay, for fantasy, I would say Warbreaker because it's just like very fun, even though it's kind of long and there are definitely twists and turns and definitely some sad points. I think there's just a lot of comedy in here that would make people laugh and make them have a better day. And then next, I would say Bernie Sanders, Where Do We Go From Here? I was always like fairly pessimistic, I guess. I mean, I still am in terms of like politics and like, where do we go from here? But, you know, Bernie is very charismatic and he's like not trying to be. He's not like, well, you see what my friend on the other side of the aisle doesn't understand is that we need some sort of gun regulation. And it's not like that. He's like, look, 15 million people don't have health care in this country. We've got to do something about this. That's why I'm proposing a Medicare for all system. And yeah, he's just like motivational. And he really encapsulates the MLK quote, "It's always right to do what's right," or something like that. I might have butchered that quote. Whereas so often in politics, it's like, well, like I could do more, but like my donors want this. I mean, not donors, like I've got to compromise with the Republicans, and like the Senate parliamentarian says this, and it's like, no, just don't worry about that. Just do what's right. Override the Senate the parliamentarian. So yeah, Warbreaker or Bernie. That's what I would read if I'm having a bad day, I think. Alicia Guzman. Yes. I'm doing reading sprints with her channel and a few other people, Lyra and Kate and I don't know, other people on Sunday at 7:30 maybe Eastern time. So yeah, check that out if you want. Her questions. Do you sleep with socks on? No. I have like a fairly high internal temperature, so I don't know. The more clothes, the worse usually. I like never have socks on. It like pisses my mom off, my grandma off. Like anyone who sees me without socks is like, what the heck? Come on, put on socks. And I'm like, no. Breakfast, lunch, or dinner? I'm going to say breakfast. Breakfast is like the consistent comfort pick. Like you can't mess up breakfast food. Bacon's always good. Eggs, always good. The tier list: breakfast, dinner, lunch. Lunch at the bottom. No one cares about lunch. I don't want a cold cut sandwich. 3, favorite snack. Oh man, ice cream, potato chips. If we're talking like junk food, oh man, those are the two best. Ice cream's more of a dessert though, but there's no rule saying that I can't eat ice cream as a snack, so I will do what I want. Abby Salter. Okay, if you could only eat one food for the rest of your life, what would it be? Ice cream, I guess. I'd probably die, but yeah, ice cream. It would be a fun like week or whatever. Can you name 10 Sanderson characters in 10 seconds? All right, 3, 2, 1, go. Shallan, Kaladin, Dalinar, Adolin, Renarin, Elhokar, Serene, Raiden. Oh my god. I'm like trying no. Oh, my brain does not work quickly. Lights on Vivenna. Oh no, that was really bad. Why did I start laughing? I might have had it if I didn't start laughing. If you could be a Mistine, which metal would you like to be able to burn? I think I would be a Soother or a Rioter just to be awesome. Pewter would be cool too, but like definitely. But I think I would use my, soothing talents for good and not evil. Geeklet reads stuff. If you could be a farm animal, which would you be? Not a rooster. I've talked about my hatred for roosters in the past, and no roosters. Horses are dumb. Pigs are the Soviets in Animal Farm. You know what? I'll be Benjamin the donkey. Or I would just be a cat, probably. Yeah, just a cat sneaking around, killing mice. That seems good to me. Question 2. What's the worst superpower? Marvel or DC? I'm not picky. I think the superpower that like leads to the least interesting movies would be Superman, because he's just too strong. He's too strong. You can't be that strong. It's not fun. Socks with sandals, yay or nay? So mostly nay, but I don't know. If you're like going out to get the paper or something and you have socks on and you just want to put sandals on, yeah, that's fine. But if you're like going like literally anywhere else in public, absolutely not. Totally unacceptable. So overall, nay. David's Book Reviews question. What is your least favorite Brandon Sanderson novel and why? So it's tough. Oathbringer, too long. Not enough happened for me. That was like a 4-star read for me. Warbreaker, also kind of like a 4-star read, but I think I liked Warbreaker more than Oathbringer. Maybe Skyward as well. That was like a solid 4-star. I might actually say Skyward. But I liked all those books in a lot of ways, so it's very difficult. Very difficult. Next, we've got Ponderings of Pete. Question. What type of plant would you be? I've never been asked this before. Like literally had put zero thought to this in my life. I would be a cactus. Because, like, no one could touch me, right? Unless they want to get, like, pricked and stuff. And, like, I don't need water too badly. So, yeah, cactus. If you lived in Rochar, where would you live? Well, I have light eyes, so I would automatically be in the upper class there. So, you know, that's great for, like, protection from storms, at least in Alucard. I don't know, probably somewhere in Alucard. Maybe on, like, a deserted island. That might be cool, too. Third, which Veggie Tales character are you? I only know Bob the Tomato and Larry the Cucumber. And I'm definitely more of a Larry. You know, Larry's just a huge troll. And I feel like Bob is more of the straight man. And I can be the straight man. I can ask serious questions. But normally I'm joking around. I'm such a Larry the Cucumber. And that's everything. Oh my gosh, no more questions. Am I going to be able to even, like, get this out tomorrow? I think I will. All right. I'll just cut out a lot of myself talking about, like, random nonsense. All right. But yeah, like, comment, unsubscribe so I don't have to read Twilight, but then resubscribe so you get to see a picture of me with braided hair from the past. And yeah, see you guys next time.